Hey, what's up guys? Anton here from Performance Marketer and welcome to another episode of Marketer Monday. Today I'm going to talk quickly about two different companies that I have pulled up on the screen right now. One of them is Infusionsoft, the other is ClickFunnels, and recently there have been a lot of people comparing the two and trying to figure out like which one would be best for your business. Now, let me start by saying we have multiple accounts with ClickFunnels and we have multiple accounts with Infusionsoft because we use them in different businesses and we actually use them together. So we don't use one or the other exclusively, and I'm going to explain why in this video in case you're trying to make that decision. Like, should you use one? Should you use the other? Should you use them, kind of in combination, which in my opinion is how they work best. And I think the reason people even are trying to make this decision, like of one or the other, is because ClickFunnels just came out with like a big campaign basically saying, like we are not Confusionsoft, so saying we're not Infusionsoft. But I don't know if that's supposed to mean like they're not because they're better, or like that statement is actually confusing to me because the two products, the product being ClickFunnels and the product being Infusionsoft, are not the same thing, and they're really not the same. They don't serve the same purpose at all, which is why I think that marketing message of we are not Confusionsoft might have actually confused people more than necessary. So why do we use both? Well, with ClickFunnels, what they do best, where they excel, is with their page builders. So you can make literally like a beautiful, opt-in form, thank you page, confirmation page, webinar opt-in page, sales page, auto webinar page, like a whole bunch of them, right? They have a whole bunch of pre-built templates, and even for someone who's not a designer like me, I can get in there, make some changes, and actually make a really nice looking page that converts really well. Another thing they have, which is great, is a stats dashboard. So you could see things like your opt-in rate from mobile compared to desktop. You could see things like your earnings per click. You could see things obviously like your revenue for a certain time period. So for stuff like that, ClickFunnels, I love it. Like it's great. So great company, totally respect what they're doing. Again, we have multiple accounts with them for different businesses. Now with Infusionsoft, this is where like things get dicey because Infusionsoft isn't a landing page builder and it's not a sales page builder. That's not what they do. They have like some of that functionality built in, but it's not something anyone I know uses, at least, because Infusionsoft really is so much more than just that. And honestly, like we probably use 15%, 20% of what it's even capable of, but we need it for what it is that we do. So the way we use them together basically is in ClickFunnels, someone would opt in for something, so give us their name and email, maybe phone number, maybe address, depending on what it is. And when they do that, that information gets passed into our Infusionsoft account. Now, what this allows us to do is to create a contact profile for that user. And if you're thinking that ClickFunnels has that built in too, well, the answer is they kind of do. They have it at their highest level plan, which at the time I'm recording this video is like just under $300 a month. So they do have that option where you have like a contact record, but it's nowhere near as advanced as the one in Infusionsoft. And that's because Infusionsoft is really a CRM. What that means is it's gonna allow you to manage your entire customer database and your entire contact database. So literally everyone that ever interacts with your business, it'll keep track of what pages they visited on your website at what time. It'll include what type of browser they're using. It'll track their IP so you can know where in the world they are. It will track every time they opt in for something by giving them a unique tag in your database. It'll keep track of all of their purchases, and really what it allows you to do with all that data that it has on everyone who's interacting with your sites or your business is to really build the most, I would say, like robust profile of a user. And that way, when you want to make unique marketing campaigns, maybe you launch a new funnel, right? And you want to bring a certain segment of your people into that, they make it very easy to use all of this data that it's gathering for everyone that's ever interacted with you. So you could find the perfect group of people in your database for whom you want to market to. Now, can ClickFunnels do that? As far as I know, with Actionetics, which is their kind of like autoresponder system, what I've played around with it, the answer is no. They definitely do things like, if a person purchased one thing and not the other, then you can market to them specifically, but it doesn't go as deep into the data as you can get with Infusionsoft. Another thing that I love about Infusionsoft, and I think most people who have tried to use ClickFunnels as an autoresponder would agree with this, that Infusionsoft really just shines here, is that they have a visual drag and drop, I guess you would call it like they call it a campaign builder, but that's for different funnels. So let's just say you wanted to build an email sequence where someone opts in for something free, and then you offer them something for sale, and then maybe they click that link in that email or they don't, and then you send them one way. If they do, you send them another way, and you could build these huge campaigns, but you could do it basically on what looks like graph paper by dragging and dropping elements, and it makes it very easy to see where people are, what stage they're at in your funnel. So that's huge, and that's something you cannot do with ClickFunnels at all. So I mean, that alone, if that was the only difference, I would still use Infusionsoft in addition with ClickFunnels. The other thing that I'll say, I mentioned we use probably 15 to 20% of what Infusionsoft is capable of, but one thing that we do use, which is really cool, are sales pipelines, and that actually creates different opportunity stages based on what your contact has done. So if you have anyone on the phone, if that's part of your business, if they're selling things that way, it's really, really helpful, and it's basically a whole sales system built in. The way Infusionsoft refers to themselves, like if you ask them to compare themselves to a different company, they would say that they are basically Salesforce for smaller companies. And if you're not familiar with Salesforce, they're one of the biggest, actually no, they are the biggest software company, SaaS company in the world. And they have like a very high ticket CRM platform that requires developers and lots of custom coding. So Salesforce is great if you have 50 people on your sales staff, you have like a 100-person team, then that's great. If not, Infusionsoft will handle everything you need to manage actually in-house sales. Of course, my favorite part is that visual campaign builder for your email marketing. Also pushing people into different, Facebook audiences, sending them different SMS messages. That might be getting a little advanced for now, but it's all very possible, and it's stuff we do every day in Infusionsoft. So again, I don't think they're the same product, and I think really you shouldn't be comparing them. If you're watching this video, you're probably comparing them because you heard ClickFunnels' message of we're not Confusionsoft and we're trying to basically take their customers, which again, it's a great company. I love what they do. I love their product, but they are not Infusionsoft. It's a totally different product. So if anyone has any questions on that and wants any further explanation or anything you want to know, really happy to answer it. That's the point of this company we have, Performance Marketer. That's the point of this YouTube channel. So go ahead and comment below, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Again, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, definitely click that subscribe button and click that bell, and you'll get notified every time we have a new episode right on YouTube. So thank you, and I'll see you guys next week for Marketer Monday. Bye.